in my opinion, they saw that contango going on. They
Mm.
saw the price breaking out, and they shut down the system.
Friday, November 28th, 2025, Maneco 64, home of alternative economics and contrarian views. So I've got Eric Young back on the channel at King Kong 9888. I highly recommend you follow him on X. We were going to talk about something else today, Eric, but it looks like a Black Friday could be brewing in the silver market or even gold market as well. So, welcome back. And could you tell us, because you've been up longer than I have, I'm here in London, it's 20 to 9 a.m., and you're in Hong Kong. So, tell us the shenanigans that have been happening in the CME, or as I call it, the Crimex, which is my nickname for the COMEX.
Okay, so Mario, thanks for having me on your show again. So what happened in the last, I guess, 6 hours is this, right? Like silver was just broke out of $54 for both the LBMA spot and also for the futures, like CME futures, right? COMEX. Trading Globex, which is their after hours trading in during Asian time, right? So both broke out of 54, and I believe that at one point the futures price was actually almost $1 above spot price. So it's in humongous contango. And I noted on my X accounts that if the COMEX silver price versus the spot London silver price is in contango, then the LBMA is in serious trouble. Contango meaning futures more than spot. Okay. The reason why is because for the last while, Mario, we both know, and your audience probably know already, that the LBMA kind of went dry with their physical silver inventory, or at least, like they replenished it a bit from the COMEX and a little bit from China, but it's still pretty low right now. And and just like I said, they have been trying to suck silver out of the COMEX, and a lot of people reported that. But in order to do that, and in order for that to make financial sense for the players to ship physical silver from the COMEX to the LBMA, the LBMA silver price versus the COMEX futures price has to be in backwardation, meaning that the LBMA silver price has to be higher than the silver price at the COMEX futures. So now you see, like, I just explained it. Why, if we go back into contango, which is the COMEX of price higher, then the LBMA will be in trouble because then the LBMA will have difficulty in sucking physical silver from the COMEX. Because
Yeah,
who the
and
heck would
Eric,
ship? Sorry,
sorry
yeah.
to interrupt you. Could you just tell the viewers what happened though? Like the CME halted trading and the excuse they gave before we just continue.
Yeah. So like I was saying, like who the heck would ship silver from the COMEX to the LBMA if the COMEX silver price is more expensive than the LBMA, which temporarily happened, right? So when that happened, the CME all of a sudden said that their service went down. That's just like right there, the official statements. Due to a cooling issue at the Cyrus 1 data center, our markets are currently halted. So my understanding is they're still halting now. So, like that sparked a lot of discussion within on my X accounts, and a lot of people contributed. One person, and you pull it up if you can find it, I gave you the slide, said that, hey, this doesn't make any sense because there's not a lot of trading activity right now. This is Globex hours. First of all, it's after hours. Second is Thanksgiving. So why the heck would the data center overheat?
Yeah, one of the lowest trading
Volumes,
volumes
yeah,
of the
of the
year.
entire
Yeah,
year, right?
yeah,
And then Dario, he's also a contributor and a pretty big accounts on X, financial analyst. He came out and said, "Hey guys, fun fact: Cyrus One data center is in Illinois, and the cooling issues impacting the CME aren't currently impacting any other client's operations of Cyrus One across all data centers." Okay, and then okay, that's telling you that there's like some red flags there, right? If it's a data outage or a server outage, shouldn't the entire, Cyrus One data center be offline completely? And of course, like the people, I don't know if they are boss or like the LBMA shows or they just have low IQ. I don't know. But like people come in and they argue about like, why the data set, the Comax, system is down. But then one of my followers came out and said this, and this guy is actually a IT person who works in this sort of stuff. And I sent you that slide as well, Mario. Okay, you can pull it up. I'll read it. I work in this specific field in IT. Having an order book down more than 5 minutes is for me impossible at their level. They are not beginners, and they have tons of money to have a resilient IT architecture. Having such system down for 1 hour is complete BS.
yeah.
So I agree with him. I mean, like, in my opinion, they saw that contango going on. They
Mm,
saw the price breaking out, and they shut down the system.
yeah, 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 yeah,
That's what I think happened.
yeah,
And based on all the evidence that I just showed the audience, right?
yeah.
People can argue all day, but Mario, I know you for a while now. In the last 2, 3 years since gold broke out and silver broke out, there has been a lot of people, suspicious people, who come on our platforms to argue about basic facts and basic knowledge, which I don't understand why. At this point, I can only say that, these people may be control opposition or paid shills to try to confuse the public.
I
I don't want to be like a conspiracy theorist, but it's just appearing to be that.
I
Excuse me,
agree.
sorry.
I
Yeah,
agree
yeah.
because I started working as well in the markets in the late 80s, early 90s. I became a futures and options broker in 1993. And I started falling gold in 2002 after I bought some Krugerrands. And at the time, I was a futures and options broker in the bond market. And I started looking at gold the whole time because you have an interest. And I couldn't believe the price moves that we saw every day pretty much at the same time. It wasn't like it was a random market, and I could tell it was manipulated. And then I found out about GATA.org, Bill Murphy. A lot of people trying to expose the manipulation. But there's always those who say, oh, you're a conspiracy theorist, that there's nothing to see. And even people in the precious metal space who are into gold and silver, they deny it, some of them. Either they are ignorant and naive and don't know much about markets, or they benefit from this scam. And I bet you a lot of them are going to say the same thing today. And I'm not going to name names, but there are a lot of them out there who are supposed specialists in the precious metals, but they deny. I mean, every other market is manipulated, but when it comes to gold and silver, it's not. So yeah, it smells really bad that yeah, this contango, like you said, was going through the roof, and that's going to stop metal from going to London. And you also noted that China leased some metal to London in November this month, and now they're going to want it back. So maybe you could talk about that too.
So October, not November. My sources and also Bloomberg. Oh, sorry, I think it's Reuters said that it's either Reuters or Bloomberg. I'm sorry, like I just forgot which one. I think it's Reuters said that China sent metal. They didn't talk about leasing. They said they sent metal from the Shanghai Gold Exchange to the LBMA in October when during that week when Robert Gottlieb came out and said that the LBMA has zero free float of silver. So they said based
Tell
on their
the viewers who Robert Gottlieb is because that's important as well.
yeah, Robert Gottlieb, ex bullion banker at JP Morgan. So he ran a desk. He ran the JP Morgan precious metals desk, basically. Okay. So he came out in the middle of October and said, "Hey guys, the LBMA has zero physical silver free float." And that was shocking because a couple of weeks before that, him and Daniel Gadi was saying, "Well, everything is fine. They still got maybe 7,000 metric tons of free float." And it went from that to zero in 2 weeks. Anyway, so he came out and said it's zero. And then I think Reuters came out and said that China shipped some silver from the SGE, Shanghai Gold Exchange, to the LBMA.
Yeah,
And of course, we all
it's
know
on Bloomberg as well here. I
it's
found
on
the
Bloomberg as well.
story. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so it's on Bloomberg, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so and then they also said, and everybody knows this, that silver is leaving the COMEX to the LBMA, right? To try to help the LBMA. So my contacts in China told me it's 50 metric tons approximately, not the 100 and 150. But anyway, whether or not it's 50 or 100 or 150, um, my sources told me that that metal was leased through ICBC, which is the Industrial and Commercial Bank of China. Now, the important thing to know is that ICBC is a SGE member, tier one member at the SGE. They operate the SHFE Gold and Silver Vault in Shanghai. So that's the Shanghai Futures Exchange. They are also the clearing member at LBMA. Okay. So the only four clearing members, and ICBC is one of them. JP Morgan is the other, and then HSBC.
Yeah,
Okay.
one
So
little thing about ICB,
yeah.
sometimes when I go into the city of London, I go a few times a month. I walk past the ICBC building, so yeah, they are in London.
Okay. So another thing that I find hilarious is that when I broke this story, and I like the people telling me this, like this is open secret, okay, Mario? It's not a secret in China. Everybody knows. Okay. All the CTAs, like, Western equivalent, commodity trading advisors, the commodity brokers, they know that the metal is leased through ICBC. Why? Let's say you're a bullion banker at JP Morgan or like Deutsche Bank or whatever, right? You're sitting in London and you are in technical default because your free float is zero in London. And you got to ship silver to your customer in India. Who are you going to call to get the metal? Are you going to call Shanghai to talk to some CTA or commodity broker who can't even speak English? Or are you going to call your counterpart sitting in London at ICBC? Come on. I mean, like people shouldn't waste my time. Okay? Let's put it that way. So I think what I was told is plausible. It's most likely that that happened, that they picked up the phone, call ICBC. ICBC arranged the metals to be leased from Shanghai back in the middle of October. And at some point, this metal has to be returned to China. So, by the way, both Bloomberg, I guess it's Bloomberg, like you pointed out, and my contacts have said that whatever metal that the LBMA got from China in October, okay, leased from my source. that said that whatever metal that they got, half of it went straight to India. Oh, it didn't even go to London. Okay, went straight to India. The other half went to London. So my point, and my source also told me this, is that that was supposed to be a bridge. So it's a short-term lease. It's not like, you lease it for a year. Nobody told me how long that lease is going to be, so I don't know. But I'm guessing a month, maybe 3 months.
Yeah,
That's my guess.
yeah.
Okay, that's it.
And Eric, it looks like the CME, Chicago Mercantile Exchange, they own COMEX, and COMEX is where gold and silver are traded. It's the commodities exchange, which originally was in New York, where it's New York based, but they bought COMEX. But they're saying here on their website, due to a cooling issue at Cyrus One data centers, our markets are currently halted. So they've basically halted the markets just because, well, this is speculation, of course, but it's highly suspicious. They halted gold and silver futures trading because of a glitch. And I've seen a comment here from, let's see, I think from Michael Oliver. Where is it? He said something really interesting. Hold on, as well. Oh boy, whenever you want to find stuff, you don't. Oh, here it is. Yeah, momentum structure analysis, Michael Oliver. He said the Aurora, Illinois data center that CME operates from uses a chiller plant with N plus 2 per data hall, meaning even if one of the cooling components fails, there are two more that could kick in. Their cooling system is designed to operate even under simultaneous system failure. And yet, right now, of all times, everything fails all at once. The cooling issue story seems very unlikely. So there you go.
Agree with Michael Oliver
Yeah,
and Brett, his son, who operates the account. So
yeah,
I agree with both of them. I think, like I said, Mario, I think the story is not true. It's a it's a fake story. They made it up to try to calm the markets. And I wrote this on my X account. I said they're probably trying to organize a short attack when it reopens to
yeah.
slam the
I
prices
wouldn't be.
down. So I think that's most likely.
I
Sorry.
wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, yeah. So, uh,
Yeah.
I mean, to me, it seems like they're desperate, and that we're very close to a major breakout of silver. Even though, like you said, they might slam it down. What does is that the way you see it as well? Because you wouldn't go to these lengths, to stop the market. I mean, it's back in October, I think silver dropped what 7-8% in one day. Do you remember that day? They did.
Yep.
They didn't have cooling problems then. They let the market go down, but here the market goes up a couple of percent and they stop it.
Well, the only way they can because right now the problem is that they don't have they lack physical silver liquidity. Some people don't even understand what that means. What that means is that they lack the physical silver free float, okay, at the LBMA and probably globally right now. Because if you look at the Shanghai Gold Exchange silver vault, it's dropping rapidly in the last 2 months. Basically, we're down to below almost below 1,400 metric tons between the SGE and the SHFE vaults. And in my opinion, they're down below 700 metric tons of free float in China.
Yeah,
So it's a global issue. It's not like contained at the LBMA, right? It's a global issue
yeah,
of the lacking of physical metal. So we call the physical metal free float, we call that the metal liquidity.
yeah,
Okay?
yeah,
So let's define that because some people don't even understand what that means.
yeah.
Okay.
And
So
Eric,
yes,
sorry to interrupt you. I've been hearing
yes.
from my
Yes.
friend. He's a very good source of information that a lot of these central banks, like in the Middle East, what they're doing now as well is buying COMEX silver futures and waiting for delivery. So these people are desperate because sovereign countries they don't buy futures to just speculate, and they don't care much about the price. I don't think. I think they're going to come right back in and buy the future. But one thing that's dangerous for them, I think, is that the COMEX they have it in their rule books that they can decide just to cash settle and not give them the physical. Anyway, I'll let you talk about liquidity a bit more.
Okay, just before I talk about that, Ronan Manny, our mutual friend, he works for he's an associate at Bullion Star. He got a new venture going. I don't know if it's for Bullion Star or his other, business partners, but he is launching a tokenized silver product, like a physical silver tokenized in Dubai. Okay. So, like, I think 2 days ago, he announced this and he showed everybody pictures and videos of this one humongous silver bar. Yeah, you got it right there.
Yeah,
So it's
1,971 troy ounces. I think that's
correct.
the year
Not
Dubai.
not sorry, not try kilograms.
Yeah, wow,
Kilograms,
yeah,
Mario.
yeah, yeah.
Kilograms.
Yeah,
Okay.
that was the year Dubai was founded, wasn't it?
Correct. So almost 2 metric tons, right, of silver. And I know I like because I talked to Ronan, but of course, like, he's probably under NDA and the business venture is just starting out over there. So I'm guessing that this thing is gonna grow for these guys.
Yeah,
So
I've
like,
heard as well,
yeah, yeah,
Eric. Sorry to
exactly.
interrupt you. My friend said that
Yes.
Dubai, they want to be the center of silver trading.
There you are. So anyway, like my whole point, me and Mario are saying is that the physical silver liquidity is drying up. Okay, so the free float is rapidly shrinking because everybody want to get the hands on physical silver in the entire world. I'm not talking about the small guys, the big guys.
But and so should you though. So should the viewers because this is a game changer. This is it's gonna be something that happens. I think, Eric, only once every century or even more. Silver is gonna come back as a major monetary. Already, it's an industrial metal. That's my opinion.
Okay, so I'm just going to get back to liquidity
Yeah.
because I keep telling every host of every interview that what we're going to be looking at is, let's say they do another rug pull on the US dollar liquidity. In the past, what happens? Everything falls. Like equity falls, the cryptocurrencies fall in US dollar terms, even gold and silver fall in US dollar terms, right? Because like people sell everything to try to raise US dollars. But I said this many times. What if this time the physical gold and silver liquidity is falling faster than the US dollar liquidity, which is what we see. If that's the case, maybe the US dollar price of gold and silver, it might fall, but it'll recover very quickly, even quicker than before, or they might not fall at all. Because like, who the heck is going to give you the physical gold and silver when, let's say, even right now it's difficult to get it at 53 or $54? Who's going to sell it to you when it's $49?
I know.
You see the situation here,
Yeah,
right?
and
So
I've
like
been
it's a
hearing, Eric,
relative.
I've
Yes.
been hearing as well that a lot of the big Wall Street banks, their clients, they've got like the precious metals ETFs, and they've been told that they can't guarantee any metal from those because they're basically unallocated. So
Wow.
they are pretty, and they're not happy when the clients come and say, "Oh, I want to get the physical." And I think there's only one bank, and you probably know which one, starts with a J, that provides the physical supply. And they're not happy that clients want physical. So yeah, something's going on. And like you said, this liquidity, which is basically the real metal, is not there. And I think, Eric, the fact that you've got countries like in the United Arab Emirates, Dubai, China, India, they don't want paper. They want real physical silver, and that's why the COMEX and LBMA are in such big trouble, in my opinion.
I agree with you, Mario. I think you know, we have broke this news today to your audience, and I hope they take the time to understand what's going on and position themselves accordingly. Because, like you said, Mario, this is once in 50 years. We are witnessing history. And I know there's a lot of noise out there. There are a lot of people who pretend to tell you the truth, but they're not looking out for your well being. They really are not. They are probably working for someone else, or they have some sort of a ulterior motive. So I think everybody should make their own decision in terms of what they want to do, in this juncture, in terms of precious metals, gold and silver. But in my opinion, if you don't own any physical gold and silver, it's never too late to start buying some physical gold and silver to protect yourself and your family. Now, if you don't want to buy all at once because you're afraid that the price of the physical gold and silver might fluctuate, okay? Because we are, we're not at all-time lows here. We're all-time high, right? Um, Dollar cost averaging is the way to go. So I want to leave your audience with this for today. Thank you, Mario.
Oh, thank you, Eric, and I appreciate you coming on the channel, and we'll keep in touch. And who knows, this could be a Black Friday. The original Black Friday was in 1869, Eric, and the gold market, there was a squeeze, and it led to a stock market crash as well. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but who knows? Anyway, Eric, have a great weekend, and we'll talk later.
Thank you, Mario.
You're welcome.